Now I am going to give you some of the brief history of the 14 points of Jinnah. In 1928, all the parties' conferences were convened to solve the constitution problems of India. Therefore, Pandit Nehru set up the Nehru Report, and the committee was being settled that this report was demanded a dominant status of India. Separation of these electorates was refused, and reservation of seats of the Muslims of Bengal and Punjab was rejected. Therefore, Jinnah demanded the 14 points in number, so they popularly become as Jinnah's 14 points. In 1929, an annual session of the Allama Iqbal was set up. Jinnah's 14 point. Federal system. The form of the future constitution should be federal with the residuary powers vested in the province. The next point is about the provincial autonomy. A uniform measure of autonomy shall be granted to all provinces. Presentation of minorities. All legislatures in the countries and other electorate bodies shall be constituted on the definite principle of adequate and effective presentation of minorities in every province, without reducing the majority of any province to a minority or even equality. The next point is the number of Muslim representatives. In the central legislative, the Muslim representative shall be discussed. The third and fourth point is separate electorates. Representation of the common groups shall continue to be by means of separate electorates at the present, provided it shall be open to any community at any times to abandon its separate electorates in favor of joint electorate. The sixth point is the Muslim majority provinces. Any territorial distribution that might at any time be necessary shall not in any way affect Punjab and Bengal and NWFP. The seventh point is religious liberty. Full religious liberty, liberty of belief, worship and observance, association, education shall be granted to all the communication. The eighth point is 3/4 presentation. No bill should be accepted passed by any legislature or any other elected body. Therefore, the members of any community to that particular body oppose such a bill. The next point is separation of Sindh. Sindh should be separated from Bombay Presidency. The 10th point of the introduction to reforms of NWFP and Balochistan. Reforms should be introduced to the northwest frontier province and Balochistan on the same ruling of the province. The 11th point is government services. Muslims should be given adequate share along with other Indians in the service of state. The 12th point is the protection of Muslims' culture and language. The communism should be embody adequate safeguard to protect Muslims' culture, language, religion, and civilization. The next point which I am going to discuss is about the 1/3 Muslim ministers. No cabinet, other central or provincial be formed without being a proportion of at least 1/3 Muslim members. Now the most important and the final point is Constitution. No change shall be made in the Constitution of state except with the concurrence of state constituting the Indian Federation. Thanks all for my presentation which I presented for listening. Now I am going to give you some of the brief history of the 14 points of Jinnah. In 1928, all the parties' conferences were convened to solve the constitution problems of India.